They were having a Christmas party upstairs, and Treg says, "Do your stuff, Mel." So Friz Freeling and Chuck Jones and Mike Maltese and Bob Clampett, and they were all upstairs, and he did a little audition for him during the Christmas party. And they said, "What are you doing next week?" And my dad was thinking, because he was doing nothing, he says, "Well, I think I can make it." What day are you talking about? You know, I think he could make it. So he came in and did the voice of a drunken bull. And that was it. One voice, drunken bull. But then they said, "Well, can you do the voice of this Porky Pig, this character?" Mm-hmm. So he wallered around in the mud with pigs, he says, which he did, although he had to take a shower, he said, before he auditioned, and did Porky talks with a grunt.
Right, now people think that he stutters, but he doesn't really stutter.
A grunt. It's a grunt.
So when he created the characters, he actually went to hear. How did he come up with Tasmanian Devil?
Well, would you believe me if I told you he went to Tasmania? That's very true.
Really?
Yeah. He went to Tasmania, and he saw these little devils. You know what they look like. They're squirrel-like features with huge teeth and like bigger squirrels than squirrels. And they eat everything. They just gnaw on everything. And he said, it sounds like they should sound like, oh boy, with a low voice and just masticating all the time.
And if you've ever heard a real Tasmanian, it's how he sounds.
Yeah.
He really does.
It does.
Except for the twirl part of it.
It's a little more muffled, yeah, but they do sound that way.
That's unbelievable.
And Daffy Duck, of course, he up at Big Bear Lake, where we spend a lot of our time, we have hundreds, thousands of ducks up there, and they're always, quacking. And he figures that they've got water in their mouth. So Daffy Duck it's not a lisp, by the way. Mm-hmm. It's a spray. He sprays the water, and that's how Daffy sounds.
Now, I understand that Sylvester is probably closest to his normal voice.
He's salivating. Sylvester is salivating. He's watching Tweety fly around. And he's salivating, and it's that's Mel's normal voice. Flufferin', succotash.
No, really?
Yeah, that's his normal voice. Daffy is up there, but his regular voice is Foghorn Leghorn and Sylvester the Cat.
Well, now, Foghorn Leghorn, wasn't that originally a character, Senator Claghorn, I think, on maybe the Jack Benny show?
No, it was on Fred Allen's show out of New York. And Senator Claghorn was on the show. But I think the Foghorn Leghorn definitely came after Senator Claghorn's show. Uh-huh. So he picked up that kind of a blustering voice from that southern kind of sheriff, the southern sheriff sound.
Well, of course, everybody wants to know, how did he come up with the concept and the personality for Bugs Bunny?
Bugs Bunny took a lot of time, because the drawings of Bugs Bunny originally, which you have seen and have sold it for many years, the drawings of Bugs Bunny were very, very weird at first. He had a very oval head with the nose that came down here. And the first voices, because he had such big teeth, Mel gave him some of the early cartoons you heard, and it was really strange. That metamorphosized into the real Bugs Bunny about 1940, but it took him 2 or 3 years before it metamorphosized into the Bugs Bunny that we all know, because that whole body changed, as did Porky Pig. Was a big fat pig, remember, on the early cartoons?
Oh, yeah, right, sure.
And then he became smaller and cuter and smaller and cuter, and his voice stayed the same. But Bugs, Mel would say, "I don't think anybody can understand me. I think I better take the teeth a little back." So that's why Bugs' teeth are not protuberous.
So he wanted to combine sort of a Brooklyn and a Bronx accent, and sort of that streetwise,
streetwise
New York guy.
Yeah. It's a combination of the streetwise New Yorker most of the time. Sometimes it sounds a little Bostonian, but they all sound pretty close.
Now, a lot of people, a myth has been going on around for a long time that Mel was allergic to carrots, and so he would spit them out when he was done
That's not
taking
true.
a chip. Let's
You
have
try-
the
you
truth
try-
here.
You try saying something with a mouthful of carrots.
Well, I just have to have it now. But so
When
he
you take a
wasn't allergic.
carrot and start to chew it, it takes a long time before you can chew the carrot.
Didn't he try a couple of other vegetables first, like a potato didn't work?
That
and
didn't taste real good either.
Okay.
Tried celery, and no, nothing sounds like a carrot, and it's because it's so crunchy. So when he ate the carrot, he was supposed to go, stop tape.
What's up, Doc?